So, driving around with you today was a real eye-opener of the beautiful countryside, but also got me thinking, what inspired you to start with the Speyside Kitchen?
Over the last couple of years, running hospitality, there was a time when we really needed to provide intellectual for the guests. There wasn't enough variety. However, that has greatly changed now.
Yeah.
However, I find that if I'm welcoming a group, they've travelled a long way, they're arriving, they're tired. When you actually land somewhere new and you dump your bags and go, we're here, great,
Now what?
now what? Oh blast, we've got to cook, or we've got to, we need food, where do we go? I have always offered guests a meal on their first night arriving. So it takes the pressure off, they know that they're arriving, they'll have a nice dinner or supper waiting for them, they'll have first class accommodation, but ultimately that first meal, having travelled a long way, some guests come by plane, others by ferry and the road, and if you're sitting in a car for 6 hours and then you arrive, going out for a nice walk, just enjoying where you are without worrying.
Yeah.
And also it takes the pressure off, because also on a self-catering basis, it takes the pressure off. We've got to organise delivery. Who do we go online with? Do we have the address? It's all the pre-planning. So if you are booking accommodation in the Speyside region, you can contact us now and say, we need some help, and we will deliver a meal box, an everyday or dinner box that will cater for the first night, or even the last night, because then you haven't got any washing up to do, you haven't got any, it's just, that in itself is also quite stressful, because you have to clean the property, you have to basically present it back the way you found it. But that means that we are actually introducing them to the local produce. So from my point of view, I was already doing it, but I was just doing it for myself and my own guests. And then I got asked to do it a couple of years ago for somebody else, and it's grown. And meeting local producers, suppliers, you get chatting.
Yeah.
And I met Sarah 2.5 years ago on the ski slope. I must admit, we were not on the ski slope, our kids were. But we went and found a nice wee coffee house and got chatting. And then I must have been good 6 months, a year ago. A year after that, I got chatting to one of the ladies that supplies as well, local produce. And I was telling her what I would like to do, and she went, oh, you must speak to Sarah. We already knew each other, but we had never actually sat down, had we? And actually talked about...
we both had these same ideas in our head of what we wanted, I think.
Yeah.
And it really has evolved from these different little ideas and what Claire was already doing, and I was thinking I need to do something, and it's kind of just blossomed.
And the way it's worked is actually bizarre. We both get on very well. We are both the left and the right.
Yeah, very much.
Yin and yang.
Yes, the service industry procedures that I don't have, Sarah has.
Yeah.
Claire is definitely a wonderful saleswoman and brilliant at
meat, potato, and
meat,
veg.
potato.
Farmer's daughter. I'm sorry. Give me a casserole.
No one can cook venison like this lady.
And game. I love.
She's fabulous at game.
But at the same time, when it comes to desserts, I will bow to Sarah.
I titivate. And I decorate. And I create, and I have foodie ideas. And then I take them to the boss and see what she thinks. Yet at the same time, I actually get told what to do, which is fairly unique. No, it's. I actually enjoy somebody taking the lead, and I find it exhausting if it's always the same person. Yeah.
So we bounce off each other very well, and when we've worked in the kitchen together.
And I think Claire will take the lead, and I think we slotted in really well in the kitchen. The first time in the kitchen together, I was just so frightened. I haven't worked in a kitchen for so many years. But it just started to slot into place that night, and ever since we just now, without even thinking about it, I think, we get on with the jobs that we know we do.
Yeah.
And we seem to think for each other, and we know...
It's like a orchestra, really.
It is weird, but it just...
It works.
Yeah.
And we can walk into a kitchen, we can have a look around, we can open cupboards and go, okay, the flow of this kitchen means we have to be, so when we're doing in-house, but we really and truly want to promote the aspect, don't we, of delivered meals.
Yeah.
Because I've been in one or two kitchens and I know those that cater out there, they've spoken to somebody they want catering, you arrive at the kitchen that you'll be using and you have to adapt to an environment you don't know. What they want is not always possible, depending on what that cottage or lodge or will provide and also what you brought with you.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to adapt and change, which we can do. But we actually would rather deliver dishes, which is what we do. We're delivering a dish that'll fit in an oven, or 2 dishes side by side in a standard oven. Will fit 4 of them, and that is your meat, potato and veg, or your starter, or your canopy, all sorts of different varieties. And it works, and therefore that means that those we're delivering to don't have that spare peg, as in me or somebody else, who is providing for them, slotting in.
Yeah.
But it works. It just this is the way forward. It means people are getting restaurant quality food delivered. It means they can rest and relax and enjoy where they are.
Yeah.
And especially
and add to their experience.
Geographically here as well, I think there was a real need for it.
Yeah.
Because everywhere's so far away, and majority of lovely holiday cottages, but they're a long way away from town, and there's no delivery or anything like that up here. You know, you really have to go and get what you want. And it's really nice to have a good meal, and we have to have a glass of wine. You can't have a glass of wine otherwise, because you've got to drive back to your holiday cottage.
Yeah,
You know.
But at the same time, we have got our local high streets, especially here in Granton where we're based. The local high street is absolutely amazing. So we do promote our local area.
Yeah.
When we do a meal, with the meal will be delivered a supplies list.
Okay.
So they've got the names they can access, they can go online, or they can actually find out where. So we'll talk about the Granton Dairy, we'll talk about the Elephant and Pantry, we'll talk about the deli, we'll talk about the butchers of Granton, Speyside and Ballyfirth, which again, sorry, this is something you don't know, but here in town, literally within walking distance, we have got Granton, Speyside. An original family, well, I say original, it's the same family, generations on, that are producing the same black pudding and the same haggis to the recipe as per Jessie apparently, and they were established 1824, which in actual fact is the same year that whisky was licensed. So the fact you've got the haggis, the black pudding, the whisky, Speyside, all of which were licensed and became businesses in 1824. It's quite like a black of understand.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we have got those suppliers all here in town. And what we don't have here in town, as the crow flies, they're not far away at all.
Yeah.
So anybody coming to Speyside can, on a tour of a day, or they want to know more about the food that they're eating. But, you know, we are promoting, and we want to promote where we are and what we have.
Well, it's so beautiful, why wouldn't you? It's common sense, really, I guess.
Well, it's taken you 8 years to
I
get
know.
here.
I'm a slow mover, like a snail.
It doesn't matter.